With our basic financial analysis in place, let's now work on a little bit more of an advanced setup. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take this tab here, right-click on Financial Analysis, and then select Move or Copy. We're going to create a copy of this worksheet, and we're going to place it between Financial Analysis and Research, so before Research. I'm then going to rename this, firstly by deleting the 2, and then secondly by putting Advanced in front of it. And then on this tab, I'm going to double click on it, and at the beginning I'm going to write Basic. So we've now got 2 tabs, Basic Financial Analysis, Advanced Financial Analysis. Using Control Page Down, I can move across the worksheets, and pressing Control Page Up, I can move back, so we can quickly navigate around here. Now immediately the Basic and Advanced Financial Analysis tabs are identical, and we're going to start making some changes on the Advanced tab as we move away from the Basic one. Another thing I'd like to do here is I'd like to click on the plus sign and insert another sheet. I'd then like to move that sheet between Advanced and Research, and I'm going to call this Extra Data, and maybe put a little arrow like this next to it and press Enter. So what I'm trying to do here is, as this workbook gets bigger and bigger, I'd like to have it organized so we have our active working sheets over here on the left, and then on the right we have extra data where we may have additional supporting information that we want to keep for reference, but we don't want to be getting in the way of our main work. And in order to help make this a little clearer, we can change the color of this tab. So we may want to make it a darker color so that we've got our main working sheets and then our extra data. If you'd like to, you can recolor these tabs as well. Sometimes that's helpful. So working on the Advanced Financial Analysis tab, the first thing I'd like to do is I'd like you to go on the revenue line, row 4, press Control-Shift down arrow to select the entire income statement, and then press Shift spacebar to select these entire rows. With those selected, press Alt-A for data and Z-O for outline, and then G for group, G for group. What we've done here is we've now created a way to expand and contract the entire income statement. So we can essentially hide it or show it depending on what we want to do. And I've purposely left the income statement line here because this allows us to know what's contained below it. And so what we're going to do now is, holding down Shift and the right arrow, select this space of the income statement within the frame, and pressing Alt-H for home and H for background color, I'm now going to select a color that's different than the main header, a little bit of a lighter color here, and I'm going to press Enter. So we've framed up an income statement here that can easily be opened or closed. And we're going to do the same thing with assumptions. So the first step here I'm going to do is to copy the formatting of the income statement. I'm going to go down to Assumptions, and I'm going to press Alt-H, V, S, T for formats, Enter. So I've just copied the formatting down, not the text. And then once again, I'm going to hold Control, Shift, and press the down arrow. I'll then press Shift spacebar to select the entire area. Using keyboard shortcuts, we're now going to group the cells. I'm going to press Alt, A for data, Z-O for outline, and then G for group twice. So now we've got 2 grouped sections in our model here. And I can, at the top now, use these 1 and 2 buttons to expand and contract all grouped sections. So 1 contracts all of them, 2 expands all of them, or I can just individually open and close them as I please. So now you see we've got a much more modular setup here for our financial model. We can create many of these sections, and you can imagine how, for example, we could have 10 of these and each of them could be quite long. But at the end of the day, we can collapse the model down into a very neat and organized format. So I highly recommend using grouping if you want to create a more advanced piece of financial analysis that might get quite large. And then I also recommend organizing. This is sort of the third dimension of Excel, is the depth of it with these multiple worksheets, organizing them so that you've got your main working sheets in one area, and then you may have a separation tab and have backup information stored in another area. So I think this is best practice when it comes to performing financial analysis in Excel. And I hope you've now learned how to set this up quite quickly using shortcuts. It may be slower for you at first using all the shortcuts that I do, but I think you'll notice that once you practice this over time, you'll become much quicker, and you'll actually find it much more enjoyable to be using just the keyboard as opposed to the mouse.